Hello there, I'm Harry Partridge, and welcome to the first premiere vlog-style live-action update video. I'm not planning on doing this kind of thing super often, and certainly not in public, but I thought as kind of an alternative to always doing the screen recording that just shows me drawing, I thought this might be a more interesting way of doing update videos, at least for the time being. So there's a couple of things I wanted to run through today. Firstly, that is that the cartoon I'm currently working on, Trilby Dogtooth versus the Snapper Chap, is progressing pretty well, and it will be out in, I say early April, I think, and I'm proud of how it's going, and I wanted to say thank you, a million huge, fat thank yous to everybody that has supported me here on Patreon, because without your help, this wouldn't be happening. It certainly wouldn't be happening so fast. Maybe it'd be something I'd put out at the end of the year as opposed to in early April. So a million thank yous. You're helping me tell a funny, cool story and introduce a character that I have a lot of faith in. So thank you for that. Secondly, I am going to be taking about the next week away from the project to burn through some commissions. So back before I had this Patreon and before I was receiving your kind support, oftentimes for money I would receive drawing commissions from people. You know, I'd draw their pet cat or, you know, them as a space marine or whatever they wanted. And I have a lot to get through from December of last year. I said I'd do it in February, and now I've got to get it done. So I'm going to take a week away, but not from Patreon. I'm going to put out some exclusive content over the next week, and that kind of brings me to my next point. So I'm doing a Dr. B's extended commentary, and I actually got quite far into it, and the file corrupted, which really annoyed me. So I'm going to be putting out that sometime in the next few days, but I'm going to have to start over from scratch, which is no bad thing. I mean, a lot of the work, the writing and stuff is saved. I just need to, you know, do all the editing over again, but whatever. That's going to be put out, and I'm also going to do a speed painting video. I don't think people are too excited about the speed paintings, and I probably wouldn't be either, but it's something kind of fairly easy, and it's going to be of me doing a commission, and I think that might be interesting for you guys to see how I do that. I'm not planning on doing any more commissions again, incidentally, anytime soon, but because of Patreon, because now I can work on my cartoons. But if I do this again, and some people have expressed an interest in maybe paying for one, I will offer it to patrons first before I go outside, because I want to find more ways to give back to you guys. And this is kind of my last point that I'd like to talk about today. I am a little concerned about making sure that your expense that you're, you know, having to put up with to help support me here on Patreon is justified, and giving you all content that you like. So I'll keep putting out extended commentaries, kind of behind the scenes looks at my cartoons where I talk about my thoughts and feelings. I'll give you updates like this. There is the Discord where we have monthly prize giveaways. I just mailed out the January and February prizes yesterday. Kind of took long enough, but they're sent out there now, and I'm going to try and give away 5 prizes on Discord in March. So if you're supporting us at the $10 level, at the Starbarian level, you can come and say hello on Discord and hopefully snag a prize in March. But I do want to keep giving back more, and there's like a weird catch-22 where if I take too much time to generate the Patreon exclusives, I eat into the time that the Patreon account is sort of set up to help me make cartoons during. You know, it like one eats into the other. So if I take too much time to make exclusives, that's less time spent making cartoons, and really that's what the whole thing was set up for. So I'd like to open a dialogue, and if you guys have any suggestions of things that you'd like to see exclusive, things that you think it would be easy for me to create and show you all as exclusives here on Patreon to justify your expense, please give me a suggestion here in the comments of this video on Patreon. That would be great. I would really appreciate that. One thing I do definitely want to give you more of are behind-the-scenes animatics, which are kind of animated storyboards. But here's the problem. Before I had a Patreon, I kind of erased all my animatics. It wasn't that I created them and then deleted them. I created them and then I kind of created the finished animation on top. And the animatic itself was never preserved. But I'm going to try and preserve more of that behind-the-scenes stuff in the future to make sure I have content I can share with you all here on Patreon. So I'm going to keep working. I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity that your support is giving me to make these cartoons and tell these stories, but I want to make it fair, and I want to make it mutual, and I want to keep giving you content that makes you feel like that expense is worthwhile. So, any suggestions I will hugely appreciate, and you'll be hearing from me again very soon, because we have the Dr. B's commentary coming out in the next 2 days. And, oh, live streaming today in about an hour and a bit. I'm going to try and make that a weekly thing every Sunday. I may change the time, but I think that would be a good regular thing. I realize that's not Patreon exclusive. All of the unwashed masses can enjoy that, but I just think it's worth saying, because you guys are paying, and I want to let you in on all of my plans. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much for the support. It's freaking weird seeing me in live action. I'm sorry about that, and I'm sorry about the crappy backdrop, which is my boring, stupid office behind me. I'll maybe fix that up next time. All right, guys, take care. Harry out.